Welcome back to my shop. I'm Derek. Thanks for clicking on my video today. So I'm doing a quick review on the Central Pneumatic retractable hose reel with a 50-foot hose. I think I've had this hose reel for almost, I would say, getting close to about 2 years now. It may even be a little bit more than that, but it's probably right around there. So just to put it into perspective, I've used this in like a DIY shop setting. This is not a hose reel that's been used and pulled on every single day in like a shop environment or anything like that. So I can't really tell you how well it would hold up in that environment, but so far it's held up just fine for me. Still retracts the hose just fine. Feels just as good as it did the first day that I bought it. I was a little bit worried about picking this up because of, I think, some of the reviews I saw on it that it didn't last that long. Maybe if I was inking on this thing every single day. I've always tried to treat it real nice, I have to tell you that. You know, just for example, just like let it go and slam into the end of the stop here, and you know, I try to take care of my things a little bit, try to be nice to them, especially the things that I have less confidence in, which has been this. And so I want to treat it as good as I can and try and take care of it the best I can. So this is the only hose reel I've ever owned. I don't really have a lot to compare it to because this is the only one I've ever had. I wish I had more to compare it to. The thickness or the gauge of the steel is totally adequate. It's pretty heavy duty here on the side where this whole reel actually mounts up to. It's really pretty buttery smooth. I wouldn't say buttery smooth, but it's pretty smooth. Again, in a low demand shop environment, but I definitely use it. You know, I use it with the plasma cutter in here. I use it to blow dust around the shop. Basically, if I'm using my air compressor, I'm using the hose reel too. The hose that it comes with, I'd say it's pretty decent. I have been taking used motor oil, and I have just taken a cloth, rubbed a little bit of used motor oil, and then grabbed a clean rag to wipe it all off and pull it all off. I do want to say that it has helped because I did have another Central Pneumatic hose that was exactly like the one that was on here, but I think it was a 25-footer that I sold with the other 21-gallon Central Pneumatic air compressor that I had to set up my dual air compressor setup here. And that thing, the rubber that it was made out of, I never tried to do anything to maintain it or anything like that, and it was literally never outside. It was always inside, not really out in the sun that much, and it cracked and got ruined over time. So I do want to say that rubbing the used motor oil on here has helped. You know, maybe somebody's gonna call me crazy and say there's detergents in there that are gonna break down the rubber hose. I don't know, man, but this has been going for 2 years and it still looks really good. I drag it across the rocks, drag it across the fine metal particles that are all over my shop floor all the time from doing welding and stuff. I would say it's a pretty decent hose. Mounting it is fairly easy. It's not the easiest mounting system in the world. It'd be nice if you could have like a back plate that you could just go and mount without this big old heavy thing hanging off the end and then just go hook on the rest of the hose reel or something like that. That would be easiest. I don't know if anybody even makes a hose reel like that. So it's not like it's that simple or easy, but definitely not a bad mounting system. I think one of the nice features it has here is in this cutout here for the hose to run through up to the swivel. I'm not even really sure what you'd call that, but where it swivels on the reel where your air hose connects to, there's a spring there to protect the hose, and it seems to do just fine. I think that's kind of a nice feature. Again, not having a whole ton to compare it to. Overall, I really do like the hose reel. I think it's a really decent quality hose reel for that gives you a pretty decent value. I would definitely buy it again if I was to go back in time and purchase it again, but now I think I would be interested in trying like the Diablo or one of the other new brands that Harbor Freight's coming out with. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I wouldn't mind trying one of the, you know, better quality ones, so to speak. But so far this one's working just as good. I guess I'll tell you the reason why I think I was trying to pick between this one and the Diablo one. And I think the reason why I didn't go with the Diablo one was because it seemed like you were paying for a little extra for like multiple paint tones and maybe like a black hose, like a slightly higher quality hose, where I thought it just wasn't worth the extra like 20, 30, 40 bucks, whatever it cost to pick it up. I don't even remember what this thing cost anymore. I bought it so long ago, but it served me well and I do like it. So if you want to pick one up, I definitely would recommend it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't already, go down and click subscribe for me so that I can see you in my next video. Thanks.